Snap more than the ball? We've got specialists for that. Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Orlin and Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Welcome to Farmingdale State College for the Class AAA championship game. It is the defending champions, the Syosset, coming in with the 4th seed, 11-3-2, taking on the Cinderella story. Herricks coming in at 9-4-3, the number 6 seed. Today's Nassau Class AAA championship game brought to you by Lifestyle Sports, as well as Orlin and Cohen. Well, a pleasant good evening, everyone. Dylan Butler alongside Rob Anderson. We've already crowned a county champion tonight in Class B. It's Carl Place, and now either Syosset or Herricks will join them in the winner's circle. Maybe, according to the seeds, not who we necessarily expected to get here, but still, Syosset and Herricks deserving their place here in the county final.
Yeah, it's a great narrative today. You have Syosset, who's been here, Long Island Championship last year, and unfortunately weren't able to push on through, but they're a team that repeatedly finds themselves here. And then for Herricks, perhaps the best story in Nassau County soccer as far as Cinderellas go. They are playing like they've never played before after a tough season last year.
Yeah, two wins a year ago, and now to the county final. Let's show you the bracket, how these two teams got here. 1-0 for both of them. Herricks getting a late goal and to beat Port Washington, the number 1 seed, or the number 2 seed, excuse me, and then Syosset getting an even later goal to beat Oceanside, and we'll show you those decisive goals in this one. And this is Herricks and Port Washington, and Seth Kahn, clinical inside the far post. You see that goal was just inside the final 10 minutes, and that would be the lone goal as Herricks gets themselves in to the county final. And this goal speaks volumes about who Xavier Poltz is. Fights off the challenge, gets off his feet, a ridiculous shot, the golden goal overtime winner, and Syosset gets themselves back here. You see the tail of the tape from this season.
Yeah, you do there. 6 seed versus 4 seed, but not in their minds. 9-4-3 for Herricks, 11-3-2 for Syosset. Both of them in the plus column in the goal differential, 14 for Herricks, 16 for Syosset. They can get on the board, they can defend, and clearly both teams have heroes on either side.
The heroes that you mentioned, we'll talk about them now. First for Herricks, and 2 guys they'll rely on today. Same 2 guys who they hoped would get them their last game as well. Seth Kahn, one of the most clinical finishers in Nassau County, and Robbie Profeta, an excellent midfielder as well for the Highlanders.
Yeah, how about Kahn? Kahn is, you feel the wrath of Kahn, right? That's what you gave us before. 15-5, a pure goal scorer. Profeta does everything out of the back, including move the offense.
We'll get you the key players for Syosset and the starters for both teams when we return here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Snap more than the ball? We've got specialists for that. Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Orlin and Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle, so you can feel better, faster.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
This is Jalen Brunson. You're watching Varsity Media.
Parents, your support means everything to your athletes and to us at Varsity Media. To help us continue bringing you the best YouTube coverage of high school sports on Long Island, we invite business owners to consider a sponsorship on our broadcasts. If you own a business, consider a sponsorship for your athlete's team. It's a great way to show support, gain visibility, and keep the coverage going strong. Join us in making a difference. Contact Varsity Media today to learn more about broadcast sponsorship opportunities by emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
I'm back here at Farmingdale State College. We take a look, Rob Anderson, at the players to watch for Syosset. And again, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Xavier Poles and Jake Dappis, two major parts of Syosset's run to this county final.
And a similar look to the guys we talked about with Herricks. Xavier Poles, big-time goals and big-time spots, including that game winner, 6 on the season. Jake Dappis has been here before, knows how to win, plays that ball really well, controls the back and the midfield.
Let's meet the starters for both teams. First for visiting Herricks. And Herricks operating out of a 4-2-3-1 formation. Lee, Joseph, and Lago, your back four. Profeta, George, Bernick, Kolega, and Coriali. And up front, Seth Khan. We mentioned him before. In goal for Herricks, Braden Haas was outstanding in their semifinal win. Haas, the NJIT lacrosse commit. And the head coach for Herricks in her 6th season, Adriana Mendrinos. Now let's meet the starters for Syosset. And they're out of a 4-3-3 formation. Zimbalata, Waxer, Reiglowitz, and Subnani, your back four. Dappis, Pendrick, McGuire in the middle of the field. Rubio and Poles on either wing. Javi Navarro is your forward. And in goal, Josh Weisenfeld, an LIU lacrosse commit. And for Syosset, your head coach in his 21st season, it is Brett Waxer, a 1996 graduate of East Meadow High School. Rob, we spoke with both head coaches. Let's see what they identified as their keys to this game.
Well, for Herricks, it's keep our composure. Act like you've been there. You might be newbies, but don't show it. Move the ball. That's what they do. Don't play predictable. Try to keep Syosset off guard and keep them on the back of their heels. For Syosset, just clear your levels. Make sure that you get the ball out good on a windy day. Work hard for 80-plus minutes, so anticipating perhaps overtime. Get quality shots on goal. That's a given, and that's what they do. I love that he said work hard for 80-plus. There might be more time.
And it is Herricks to kick off here in the Nassau Class AAA championship game. Hard challenge in the midfield. That was Dappis to win it. And Herricks quickly looking to press. Nice crowd here for this Class AAA championship game, including a bunch for Herricks they will remain nameless and shirtless in these chilly conditions.
That's fandom right there for you. It's the playoffs. It's time to get crazy.
Our referee, Tom Cully, in the middle. And maybe a little bit of nerves here for both early on. Quick throw in. And we mentioned Herricks, a little bit of that Cinderella story. It almost has that feel Rob Anderson, like anybody who's not a Syosset fan, dangerous ball into the box. Cohen wants the ball, and it will just roll out of bounds. But it kind of feels like if anybody who's not a Syosset fan is rooting for Herricks, just because it's such a terrific story. Again, they go from just 2 wins a year ago, returning pretty much that entire squad. This year, the number 6 seed, 9-4-3. And they are here in a county final for the first time since winning the county championship back in 2005.
You said it, Herricks, a hard team not to root for, and they're going to try to make that story continue and continue to make more history.
We'll have our first corner, though, of this game. This goes to Syosset. And in county finals, it's the set pieces that a lot of times do, in fact, loom large. As it'll be Jake Dappis to run over to take for Syosset. Dappis, a captain, a 2-year starter. Took on that Jack Pendrick role as that number 6 for Syosset. This will be an in-swinger. Plays it on the ground, gets the return pass. Here's Dappis, dangerous ball. Header, stays alive. And cleared, and here comes Seth Kahn. Well off his line was Weisenfeld, looking more, Rob Anderson, like a sweeper keeper there.
He certainly did. Got out there quickly, and just on that corner kick, they did play a lot short in the last game. It's something that they do, so we'll see if Herricks is ready to defend those. Weisenfeld looking good and spry start this one.
And the conditions similar to what we just finished off with in the Class B, so the feels like temperature in the 40s. The wind gusts up to 31 miles an hour here. Winds at 22 miles an hour. So like the Class B final, we expect it to play a factor here tonight. Although both teams do like to play the ball on the grounds. They want to get touches on the ball, which is one of the reasons why I think this is such a fantastic final here. Here's Brody Waxer pushing the ball forward. Waxer in his day job, one of the best lacrosse players in Nassau County. Good ball won by Reiglowitz. Comes up this near sideline. And there is the X-Man, Xavier Pulse. His attempt to cross was blocked. A little bit of a heavy touch there for Aiden Bernick. Bernick, you could see his left leg a little bit wrapped up. His had a knee issue, didn't start last game, but did come in, play a big role. Was instrumental in that Seth Kahn winning goal. Tonight, though, starting from the beginning. Ball played to feet to Kahn. Sends it out wide. The problem I think that Syosset will have, and listen, they have been well-versed and well-schooled. Brett Waxer and his coaching staff among the best in preparing a team for any and all variables. They'll know that Seth Kahn, Rob Anderson, will pop up all over this field.
He certainly does. One of the best athletes out there. Very quick. And again, clutch. A lot of goals this season. He knows how to finish.
Reiglowitz, we were so impressed with his composure last game. Poles picks up that second ball, plays it into space on that far sideline. But no one there for Syosset.
Cesar Rubio giving chase, but having a hard time trying to find space on the left side.
Lucas Coriali splits defenders and gets the crowd off their feet. Finds Kahn, tries to play it backwards. Now it's a 50-50 ball in the midfield, won by Profeta. Profeta tries to attack the space. It'll go out for a Herricks throw.
A lot of energy out of the gate for both squads. Right now, Syosset having a little bit more possession time, but very, very early in this one.
Eddie Coe with the throw-in. The Let's Go Herricks chant popping up from this crowd. They were certainly loud and energetic the other night, but they are even louder and more populace tonight. There's about 50 former players who we believe will be in the stands tonight. That was part of our conversation with Adriana Mendrinos, and she had some of them at training this week. The email came from Fernando Monasteria, the class of 93. He was an assistant coach after he graduated, was a member of the 93, 4, and 5 county championship teams, as a foul was called in midfield. Robbie brought a bunch of guys down to practice to talk to the boys about what it means to be at that next level of the season. David Nevis and Frank Savoki, who played in that 05 county championship team, they were there as well. Their words to these boys: you've rejuvenated an entire generation of Herricks soccer. And like I said, we think about 50 strong of the alumni base out here tonight.
Absolutely incredible, and to think that 2005 was 20 years ago, and now 2 decades later coming back to watch another team fulfill the dream.
What we saw from Herricks will be the same here tonight. There is no fear in these Highlanders. They, you always say as coaches, right, act like you've been here or you belong here, or they do believe, and they have proven that they belong here on this, the biggest stage. Ball over the top, Navarro tracks it down. Looks for options, goes backwards. No shot for Cole McGuire, another guy who is used to the big moments on the biggest of stages. Last year was a cult hero for Syosset as they won the county championship. That one deflects off his line, loose ball, and Haas will get the goal kick.
Maybe a little bit of contact there. You've seen Weisenfeld get off his line twice and had some clean looks there. Haas getting down and dirty, and one of the things I mentioned in the last game, what I love about him is how aggressive he is, throws the body out there, runs into his own guy, but regardless, he says, I'm getting it, I can use my hands, back off.
And we showed you that winning goal by Seth Khan, but how did that start? Off of about a 50-yard throw from Haas on a restart and a quick counter opportunity.
Yeah, he becomes a fan. Never mind being a fan of this Herricks team that, again, like you said, easy to root for. That kid's easy to root for.
What a turn in the box, and Weisenfeld got down low. He needs a sliver of space to be dangerous.
Call that the old turn and touch. I mean, that is absolutely incredible. Brings the ball down, turns, gets those hips around with the left foot. My goodness.
Yeah, so he took it down with his right, quickly got it to his left, and put it on frame, and Weisenfeld made the save.
You don't teach that. That's years of practice. That's instinct.
Now Bernick pushes it forward. 2 feet. Herricks looking to attack. They're in the box. Profeta all the way across the box. That shot just wide. Their crowd has risen, and again, thinking it was a goal, but it was wide of that far post. There's a good look at the Herricks crowd.
There you go, an ocean of blue. Look at them. They are vociferous. They are like a band of Smurfs out there. They are ready to go. Wow. They are bringing such excitement to this game. Makes a huge difference.
And the narrative coming in, right? Herricks playing with house money. Nobody expects us to be here. All that Hollywood jargon, if you will, right, from all those movies. Waxer doesn't want to hear it. He just wants his guys to play to the best of their ability.
And that does put a little pressure on the returning Nassau County champions that, you know, this is one you're expected to win in theory and conversation. And that's a lot. That's a lot of pressure.
Well, he'll combat that and say, how are we supposed to win it? We're the 4 seed.
Fair.
Right? Like the decision makers listed us as a 4th seed. We both had to upset teams to get here.
They certainly did. Even as Nassau County champs.
Javi Navarro. Navarro to feet. Here is Pauls. Pauls drives his shot from the edge of the 18 wide.
And how about that shot? I mean, in stride, little effort, and blasts off the foot.
And a miss hit on a clearance, so an opportunity for Syosset. Good look there at Jace Subnani, the sophomore. We saw it last game as well in the B championship, but Rob, in this AAA championship, big boy Nassau County, you've got a pair of sophomores as outside backs for Syosset. Subnani here on the right side and Zimbalati on the other. Here is Khan. And Reiglowitz, step for step, advantage to Reiglowitz there. Another sophomore.
Yeah, that's a great 1v1 battle to pay attention to. And like you said, having a sophomore crack a AAA, ooh, not an easy task.
Ball served out to midfield, and there is Khan to race after it. Waxer, that security blanket for Syosset. Cleared only, though, to midfield. Hard challenge. Pulls. It's hard to take him down. Just look back on the highlights of the semifinals to realize that.
And Lucas Coriali, wearing number 32 in white, is a big body out there. He gets physical. Good step, just a little too heavy.
Subnani was going to put it back into play, but first the substitution for Syosset. I think that was Rubio on the far sideline who came out. Jeremy Mallon has checked in for Syosset. There is Navarro, pumps the brakes. Great job on the takeaway. Another thing, too, that you love from Seth Khan, always directing, right? He's turning, he's pointing to spaces, not just for him, though, but just for his other teammates as well on where he thinks the ball should be played.
And you got to pay attention. If you're one of his teammates, if he's telling you where to go, you do it because he's going to get that job done, and that is a leader out there.
Corner now for Herricks.
Now, we mentioned Mallon checking in the game. Lacrosse player, big and tough, gives some different looks. Just a junior.
And here's Profeta to take. Profeta gets it high into the air, kind of sits up there. 50-50 challenge, and the ball is cleared out toward midfield.
By Mallon.
All right, on cue.
He's everywhere. When he came out last time, I paid attention to him, and you can't miss him. The big blonde touching the ball again. He just is always in the spot, and he's a tough kid. Couple lax players on this team.
Yeah, Waxer and Weisenfeld among them in the back line. Hard challenge on that far sideline. It'll be a Syosset throw-in. This is the Nassau Class AAA Championship. These two teams met this year, Rob Anderson, and they met early in the season as the offside flag has been raised. And in many ways, it was kind of a signature win for Herricks, right? Like, it was a win that I think a lot of the county took notice to. A 2-0 win at Syosset. And that game was back on September 8th. Marco Collega headed in a free kick by Robbie Profeta. Seth Khan added a goal, and the final score was 2-0. Now, as much as that opened eyes around Nassau County, it's hard when a game was played almost 2 months ago to take a lot from that game for either team.
Yeah, 100%. And I can tell you the narratives. I mean, it opened eyes. There was no doubt it was a conversation. But then you do say it's early in the season. When do you want to catch a Syosset? Early when they're not, maybe in full form. But Herricks just continuing to do what they got to do to get in the playoffs and have looked sensational since. They belong.
Zimbalati, we just saw just throw the ball in. He'll have another opportunity now. Racing into the box, Brody Waxer. That's the big body that you'd want to mix things up with in the box. The Michigan lacrosse commit 6'2", thick, could be a problem on attacking situations.
Yeah, with size like that, absolutely a problem physically, and a good touch, good player.
There's a good look at Austin Lee. Puts the ball into play. Lee, one of the seniors, just absolutely fearless. So good in the air. Ball over the top. And I do appreciate the Herricks crowd because it's easy to tell when Seth Khan is chasing after the ball because they rise and they get loud as if it was Lionel Messi.
We're going to blind you for 5 minutes to see if you can figure it out just by their voices.
Eddie Cohen, another guy who's a fan favorite for Herricks. The left back, another senior, one of the fastest kids out there. Throw in for the Highlanders.
Doesn't seem like it's a theme for both sides about how tough a lot of these kids are. Austin Lee really impressed me.
And that a foul against Herricks, a little undercut on the throw-in. We mentioned before, Syosset 11-3-2 as the number 4 seed. They beat Oceanside 1-0 in double overtime. A year ago, they won their 11th Nassau County Championship. They went 10-2-6, beating Plainview JFK 1-0 before their season ended in a wild one against Wald Whitman in the Long Island Championship.
And a wild one it was. Whitman played incredibly well and then went on up to Middletown and looked good.
Zimbalati clips it forward.
Whitman not in the conversation this year. We mentioned earlier today at 2 o'clock advancing into the finals. It's Colmac and Brentwood, the ones that people probably pencil in every year.
Well, they were the top 2 seeds. They both won their semifinals today, so the winner of this one will play the winner of that one. That county final will be played on Monday at 7 o'clock at Islip High School. And then the Long Island Championship, November 8th, also at Islip High School, as we'll have another corner for Profeta. Profeta, a problem, right? That's one of the things that Waxer said as well. Big, strong midfielder. Driven in, tough corner. It's loose in the box and cleared, and now a chance for Syosset on the counter. Navarro. Terrific ball into space. Found Dapis. Now the ball high in the air, going to the far sideline. And the offside flag was up as Mallon was behind the last defender when that ball was played. Midway point of the first half, and it's scoreless between Herricks and Syosset. You're watching the Nassau Class AAA Championship. We're so thankful for Orlin and Cohen for allowing this game to be streamed live on our YouTube channel, free of charge to you. 50-50 challenge. You can see the wind whip up there, and it was more visible because it was daylight for the Class B, but you could see it in like the leaves that are just flying across, and some of the confetti I think that was thrown when Carl Place won their 8th straight county championship about, what, 35, 40 minutes ago.
Yeah, right before this one. And you mentioned referee Tom Cully in the middle. It's Michael D. Maselli and Manny Ventura. And you can see the wind when the ARs put their flags up. You're for Steve Hansman, the president of the organization. But that's where I see the wind. Every time they call an offside, flag goes up.
And in situations like that where the ball just dies in the middle of the field. Now, again, generally that's not going to really affect either of these two teams. They both want to play to feet. It will loom large, though, on set pieces or driven balls like that. We asked both head coaches what their message was going to be before the start of this one, and Brett Waxer said, listen, I'm going to say the words check in, and the response immediately will be all in from his team. He knew that right away because that's been their motto all year long. And then as the offside flag was raised again, we're going to play with passion, play for one another, play for the brotherhood, and outwork them all. That's the message from Waxer before. And he's going to say, listen, or he said before the start of this one, just look around, enjoy it. Another one of these. You should be having fun while you do this. And he said, pressure is a privilege. Now go out and do what you've got to do.
Those quotes sound like a coach who's been here before or is auditioning for a film. And he looks the part, doesn't he?
I don't know if Brett Waxer has an agent or if he's part of SAG or not. We could find out.
If not, Rob Anderson's available to represent you, Brett.
Oh, a little collision on a couple of Herricks players. This allows Poles maybe some extra space. Navarro checks the rear view and lays the ball off. Ball served in by Dapis, looking for Mallon. He runs onto it now and plays it backwards. Navarro closes space with those gazelle-like runs of his, with those long, long legs. Here's Poles, double teamed. Herricks knows who scored the winner last game. Ball served in, stopped at the edge of the 6 and cleared out to midfield, and an opportunity to counter. Burnick runs out of space, plays it backwards. And now the pendulum turns. It's Herricks' opportunity to possess.
And speaking of checking in, Herricks does a nice job of doing that, checking back. Every time someone makes a run, there's somebody there for an outlet pass behind them. Very disciplined.
Poles goes long looking for Navarro. Waxer pointed out Navarro does so much work, right? And he said, if you told me we would score the winning goal in overtime and he'd have a penny on the sideline, I would say you're crazy. And yet it was Navarro, the ultimate teammate, who was the first one to sprint over to Poles to celebrate that winner. There he is. They play to his feet. He's doubled, and it will be Herricks' ball. So we asked the same question of Adriana Mendrinos, right, the head coach of Herricks. But she said quickly, as Burnick sends it forward looking for Kahn, said, well, listen, again, that's not my specialty. That's Gordon Purdy's specialty, her assistant coach. So she said, knowing Gordon as I do, he would probably say, lay it all out on the line, give it everything in the tank, play for the person next to you, play for the name on the front of the jersey, not the one on the back, and now bring it home.
There you go. Very miracle on ice-ish right there, right?
Well, he didn't say, at least we don't know. We didn't have a mic on him. I don't think he said screw him or they might win it 9 times, but not tonight. I don't know if he brought all those lines out. Because, again, there is that belief. In Miracle on Ice, at least, they weren't sure.
Yeah.
They had to believe. These guys hit the pitch today believing they can win a county championship. Foul called against Herricks.
I'll tell you, 25 minutes in the books, and this one is moving right now. Does not feel like it.
Dangerous one. Look out. Here comes Navarro. Navarro saved! What a save by Haas. Now it's Poles. Shot blocked. And here comes Herricks the other way. Seth Kahn, to your point, checking to the ball, but dispossessed by Reiglowitz. And what an opportunity, seemingly out of nothing, Rob Anderson, for Javi Navarro.
Yeah, it looked like it was out of nowhere. You take a look here. He comes through. And again, the Haas of pain. If you come inside, you're insane. He just booted that one out. I love watching that kid play. I'm telling you, he is.
Well, you already did great there, Rob. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's
when he came off his line, he got big.
yeah.
Raised his hands, and now Navarro doesn't quite have that hole net to shoot at.
He is something. You talk about fearless. I mean, you could put that label on so many guys. It starts in the back, both sides. Weisenfeld and Haas. Not scared to take someone on 1v1.
Same there, right, on that ambitious run forward.
That was Cole McGuire getting in on that one.
To feet. The touch in the box. The layoff. Shot just wide of the far post.
They support one another so well. Again, playing that ball back, checking in. This is teachable. This is what you teach. This is coaching right now.
Well, it's also the beautiful game, right, on display here at Farmingdale State College.
Both sides doing everything right, looking to get one in the net.
I will say there was a moment last game, and we spoke with Mendrinos about it, where it felt like Herricks they play like a South American team, right, where everyone's kind of really super comfortable on the ball, but also fearless almost to a fault. We had one situation where the ball was played from the touchline on the ground into the box. Yep. She said, no.
Yep.
That's not going to happen again. She said that wasn't part of what we preached to the guys about being fearless. That was a little bit on the reckless side of things.
Yeah, you can go from fearless to crazy quick.
And even there, that's a well-weighted ball back to Haas. It's wild, too, that our two goalkeepers here in this county final are both Division I lacrosse commits. Weisenfeld heading to LIU. Two-play goal there, and Haas heading to NJIT.
And both seniors, so both of them want their journey to continue as long as they can in high school ball.
A little bit, if you will, right? A little bit of a lull right now, as it seems like, Rob, both teams are ramping up for the final 10 minutes here of this first half. It was all energy, certainly. You talk about the quotes about emptying out the tank. Well, both teams going at it hard in the first 30 minutes of this first half. Throw in now for Syosset. Good look there at Subnani. Out to midfield. First touch by Rubio, blocked. And now Profeta sends it all the way to that far corner flag, a little bit out of reach. So it will be a throw for Syosset. Waxer again, he's always so well prepared. Said of Herricks early on, he did think they'd be one of the more balanced teams they'd see. And he said in that regular season game, made the most of their opportunities. They're balanced, they're dangerous, they're strong in the midfield, they're organized, and their confidence is allowing them to play a certain way. Weisenfeld, a little bit late to come off his line. The ball deflects out. This will be a Herricks corner. And one other thing that he did say is if we do win this game, think about our road. Uniondale, Oceanside, Herricks, no one will say, should Syosset win a second straight county title, they didn't earn it.
No, you read my mind. I was going to say both of these semifinals were not easy. Port Washington, not an easy team to get through. Oceanside, not an easy team to get through. And both of them edging it out by a goal. So both teams, very difficult journeys to get to where they are right now.
Corner for Herricks, played to grounds. Read well, though, by Syosset. As they now look to try to possess, but instead it goes backwards and sent back in. Weisenfeld again. And these are not easy because I think also Herricks, they're not playing it towards him. They're playing it into the corners of the 18.
Yeah, you said it. That's going to make him have to travel a little further, and if something does bounce around, then that's going to be gaping. But he handles that one, and that was an acrobatic act as he followed through.
Ball played up that far sideline, goes out of touch for a Herricks throw. We'll have 2 more county finals tomorrow here at Farmingdale State College, and that will wrap up our residency here, at least on the boys' side, at Farmingdale State College. Get more to that in a second. That's a headed ball one. Good track back defensively. And cleared. Not out, though. Here's Syosset with a chance. Clipped service comes this way. Chasing it down, Benny Meyerowitz. Little back heel flip. Gets the ball returned to him. Meyerowitz plays the feet. Look at that spin out of space. That was outstanding stuff from Chase Pendrick.
Yeah, both of them down there. Meyerowitz, a big body, controlling it down low. He's impressed me every single time I've seen him play, and Pendrick does some nifty things.
Likely shoulder surgery is in Meyerowitz's future, but he held off on that for this playoff run. Here's Zimbalati, comes over from his left back position. Flicked on. Burnick wins that header. And now Herricks trying to counter. Good breakup by Dappis, but he was called for the foul. So tomorrow we'll have the A and the AA finals in that order. First up, Friends against Floral Park, the defending county and state champions. And then another defending county and state champion, Garden City, taking on undefeated Calhoun. That in the AA final. Race to the ball, and Meyerowitz wins it. And Rob, he had to win that ball.
He certainly did, and it was a good spot and moving that ball up the field. You talk about those finals tomorrow, too. I don't know if you heard the news. Friends Academy was going to have a blackout with their fans. They were going to wear black, and then when the opponent switched to floral, little gamesmanship, they're going to go red out and try to out-red floral.
Do you want me to try to get you invited to their tailgate? I know that was a point of contention for you last time.
The Quaker tent.
I could text Edgar Posada, maybe.
Yeah, if you
get you on the list.
Got some pull, we'll take it. Man, couple tents set up for the last one. What are they going to do now? Get here at noon.
I was pretty sure that Ron Pierre is going to head that ball back in the play. He's our pitch side cameraman, but just opted to let it bounce behind. Poles. His cousin just played for Cold Spring Harbor. Heavy first touch by Burnick. Good step. Splitting defenders and getting the foul was Waxer.
I'll get another look at it. This is how you do it. I mean, a head full of steam, Waxer usually bulldozes, so the only way to get him down is to get that step, and legs collided. Waxer went down. Free kick. Syosset.
And a dangerous one at that. Let's see if Cully counts off his 10, or if he already did so. Dappis on the ball, but now having a conversation with Pendrick. They ask for the 10. Now Cully will count it off. So this is still from distance and I believe into the wind. So it's going to take one heck of a boot if you're trying to put this one on frame. Dappis, far post. Haas read it well. He's got to scamper back into his net, though. Meyerowitz, the cross, gets the return ball. Tries to clip it in, takes a few deflections. Navarro wins the throw. Zimbalati will take 4:06 left in this really entertaining first half.
You see Waxter on the goalie, Meyerowitz deep. They got some size down there.
Ball chipped towards the box. Haas gets out, does get a touch.
Not easy up and over the head of, I believe, Pulse.
And Herricks was so quick to want to take the throw. They didn't realize there were two players who were checking in.
Yeah, Cohen wanted to get that one played quickly. Saw a little gap, threw it down the line, but the substitution will slow that down.
And Cohen, excuse me, that was Jimmy George, points the right way, throwing for Herricks. And that will now go for a Syosset throw. By the way, we left the last Herricks match, with a question we didn't have an answer for. We did receive that answer post-game, though.
We did.
Bryce Lago and his brother Roy Lago, big Real Madrid fans. So we knew they were from Spain. We knew they surely supported some team. We weren't sure who, but again, in this interactive world of ours, the Varsity Media Sports Network, a cousin watched the game, told Dad, Dad told us, and now we've reported to the masses.
Yep, I guessed wrong, and he made sure I found out about it, and we should have guessed Real Madrid.
Herricks looking to possess. Did they win the corner? They did. So maybe their last best chance of this first half. This should be an in-swinger. Profeta gets it high into the air, and no problem for Weisenfeld. You can see Weisenfeld put the arms down, settle down, plays the feet, but now there's pressure. And look at the way to get out of pressure. Fantastic stuff there from Jake Tappis, man. Throw in for Herricks.
Big collision there with Meyerowitz and Lee.
Yeah, Meyerowitz not the guy you want to have a collision with.
No. It's like running into a brick wall.
Yeah, that's like the 18-wheeler looking to switch lanes. You let him switch the lane. Like, you don't challenge that. We're inside the final minute of this first half. No score with Herricks and Syosset. It's the Nassau AAA championship game. Profeta plays it backwards to George Joseph. High into the air. Ball played at the space far side, but it will go out for a Herricks throw, which should put a bow on this scoreless first half. Well, Rob Anderson, Braden Haas, and Josh Weisenfeld, you've seen there, their future is in the sport of lacrosse, but both keepers showed out in a big way in the first half.
They certainly did, and here's first Weisenfeld on that quick turn. Beautiful save, gathers it up quickly. And then on the other side, Haas, aggressive as always, gets big, boots it out, and we're knotted up at 0, courtesy of those two.
You're watching the Nassau Class AAA Championship game right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Snapped more than the ball? We've got specialists for that. Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Orlin and Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Parents, your support means everything to your athletes and to us at Varsity Media. To help us continue bringing you the best YouTube coverage of high school sports on Long Island, we invite business owners to consider a sponsorship on our broadcasts. If you own a business, consider a sponsorship for your athlete's team. It's a great way to show support, gain visibility, and keep the coverage going strong. Join us in making a difference. Contact Varsity Media today to learn more about broadcast sponsorship opportunities by emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Hi, I'm Dr. Craig Levitz, and I'm the Chief of Orthopedic Surgery at Orlin and Cohen Orthopedics and the Head of Sports Medicine at Northwell Health. With the playoffs coming around, this is the prime time of year for significant shoulder injuries. And the most common injury that we see in soccer players is subluxation of the shoulders. They take a hit or they fall on their shoulder and their shoulder slides out of the socket. And for most of us, we don't think that's a big deal because it just feels like a little nothing when it happens. You feel good afterwards and you're right back out there. But often when that happens, you can tear your labrum. And those are the ligaments that stabilize the shoulder. And with repetitive subluxations or dislocations or repetitive trauma to the shoulder, it can lead to surgery. So it's very important to address this when it happens and make sure you're not going right back out there before understanding the injury, because it can feel okay, obviously, until you get hit there again, until it falls again, and then you start doing permanent damage. It's very rare an initial injury does permanent damage. It's only when you continue to play through it and neglect it that the permanent damage occurs, and that almost always leads to surgical intervention to repair the ligaments. The best way to diagnose it or know is your history itself. Most athletes know when their shoulder slid and they just don't know what that was. They don't know what happened or what it was, but that is a strong situation to make sure you bring to the attention of your athletic trainer and definitely get checked out by an orthopedic surgeon. Unlike when I was a kid, we have MRIs readily available, and the best way to determine if you can play the next day or right away is to get an MRI right away. It's very easy for a doctor to say, take 4 weeks off and let's see how you do and get you back out there. The problem is that's half the season in high school. So we treat our high school athletes like professional athletes and try to get an MRI within 24 to 48 hours of their injury. So if it's nothing significant, they can get into therapy and be back playing by the weekend. We take pride in getting our athletes back as soon as it's possible and when it's safe as possible. And the best way to do that is with early intervention, early examination by a physician, athletic training team, and getting an MRI as soon as possible to ascertain the exact diagnosis. Unfortunately, with repetitive dislocations, it does require surgery. Fortunately, most of the time athletes can finish the year out, but we don't want this to become a lifelong problem and highly recommend surgery after the seasons. But in today's technology, it's all done through the camera, and I'd say 98% of our patients are back at the same level they were before in a few short months back to playing. The only thing that might be a little bit difficult would be a throw-in in the first couple of months, but generally soccer as a whole is well tolerated and a quick recovery. The only problem is when we neglect these injuries, small, simple injuries that could have been handled with a good rehab program and physical therapy turn into surgical problems and permanent damage to the ligaments and bones that now require more extensive surgeries. And that's what we want to do with early intervention, is avoid those issues.
Hey parents, coaches, and players. Ever wonder what makes Varsity Media stand out as the tri-state leader in sports live streaming and videography?
Well, I've been working with Varsity Media for, 14 years. When we have video needs, whether that be a game, whether that be a practice, whether it be social media, it's nice to know that somebody understands what we're looking for without asking for it.
We started working with Varsity Media back in 2021, and since then they've been an absolute game changer, putting our event on the map. Varsity Media couldn't be a better partner, and if you're looking to optimize your event, I couldn't recommend them anymore.
It's been great for us. You know, the kids really get excited when they know that Varsity Media is going to be here. Not just what's happening on the football field, but all the excitement that's around it. It really boosts the environment here, and everybody gets really excited for what's going on.
Varsity Media is reliable, professional, and the quality work is fantastic. It's like watching ESPN. The announcers are unreal, really do a great job of speaking to the coaches to get the knowledge of the players, the season, what's going on with the team. There is nothing better than Varsity Media doing a live broadcast.
If you'd like to book with Varsity Media, reach out at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Help keep Varsity Media's broadcasts free on YouTube by considering an advertising sponsorship. Our coverage of local games helps local businesses get visibility in the community. To learn more about our sponsorship packages and rates, email ben@varsitymedia.net. Now is a great time to book a sportscast with Varsity Media. What sets our sportscast apart isn't just the quality of our production, it's the knowledge, passion, and professionalism that our announcers bring to every game.
It's Merrill. Oh, look at a fake by Merrill. There's the spin again. Gary Merrill is not human. Touchdown, St. Anthony. Profeta! 1-0, Garden City.
Our commentators research athletes and highlight storylines that matter to your communities. Our approach creates a broadcast experience that not only informs, but elevates the athletes, giving the kind of recognition usually reserved for professional levels. Varsity Media's announcers make sure that every athlete has their moment. So book a Varsity Media sportscast today, and let's get your team the recognition it deserves.
Dylan Butler, Rob Anderson here. A good look at midfield as it is Herricks and Syosset. Rob, fun first half. All that was missing for either side was a goal, but a lot of entertainment. Some opportunities also emerged. And both teams, you know, I've said it before, but also you love to see it, you know, with the high pressure of a county final. Neither team playing cautious, both going for goals.
Yeah, might have been a little fatigued towards the end of that first half, perhaps, but then the scoring opportunities started coming. Only a few on frame, but definitely a lot of opportunities in both keepers, keeping it at 0.
Try to play the ball to Cohen. 50-50 challenge. Here's Perfetta to run onto it. Looks like he tried to settle it to his left, and the ball kind of skimmed away from himself, and he instead had to pass the ball. Played it, whipped into the box. How about another opportunity to feet? And now Herricks will look to possess. This one high into the air, and the offside flag is raised.
And that service just held up in the air. So you could see going into the wind, definitely an adjustment period.
It will pop up that weather now. Now it's down to 53 degrees. You see the gusts up to 32 miles an hour with winds at, I think it's at 20 plus miles an hour. Feels like 47, which is a good reason why a good chunk of this large crowd at Farmingdale State College booked it to the building next door here to get warm, maybe get some of that hot chocolate as well, being sold by, what is it, the women's lacrosse team or the soccer team?
Women's soccer, yeah. I think both were out there today. But you can see a lot of the cups out there and hot pretzels. I tried buying a hot pretzel and it was ice cold. I said I'll be back and then never returned. So donation.
Throw in for Syosset on that far sideline. That's Jace Subnani. Mentioned both keepers looking good in that first half. Good interception by Reiglowitz. Plays keep away a little bit and plays it back to Weisenfeld. And Josh Weisenfeld, trained by none other than Donnie Braga. Former Jericho head coach, now the head coach over at Shoreham-Wading River, the top seed in Suffolk County as they're getting set to play in a county championship. Ball played over the top. Settled in the box. Shot. Goal for Herricks! 1-0 for the Highlanders.
And there you see it. What a finish. And it's that hard work into the wind and finally settled in. And it's 1-0 for the Highlanders as we get another look at it here.
I think it's Coriali. Let's check again. Was it Austin Lee, number 5?
I think it's Aiden Burnick. Was it? I feel like it was Aiden Burnick. Yeah, there he is. He's drinking a hot chocolate on the side. Aiden Burnick.
Well done by Burnick.
Bang, bang.
Well, after 40 scoreless minutes, it took us no time at all to get the opening goal. Burnick, his 5th of the season.
How about that? Burn, baby, burn. And 1-0 Herricks into the wind.
Burnick, they call him silent but deadly. One of the quietest on the teams, has not scored a louder goal than that, right? And then harking back, was that Alex Morgan who had the tea celebration back in the World Cup a few years ago? Similar celebration there?
You think he was inspired?
Maybe.
See, and I thought it was the hot chocolate. But those Herricks
but he had the pinky finger up.
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to drink hot chocolate with your pinky finger up.
Well, in England they might. I don't.
It'll be fancy.
The Herricks fans, though, are buzzing right now. The murmur is still going on.
I know this will be famous last words, but I don't think we've got another 1-0 here. And that murmur now getting louder. Here is Coriali on the ball. Goes to the box. Khan chips it just Wide of the far post. Numerous bodies crashing into the net for Herricks.
You're not kidding. It just had to hit one and redirect. Wow.
That recycled ball saved at this near touchline. That's Bryce Lago. And here's Javi Navarro. A little bit of a man on an island right now. But there comes Javi. So good with the ball at his feet, running at defenders. Plays it across the poles. And a terrific interception defensively by George Joseph. And now we go the other way. The offside flag is raised.
Well, we're looking at a lot of goose eggs through a lot of soccer today. 110 minutes of zeros in the B finals. Carl Place finally winning that one in PKs. And then we sat through basically 45 minutes of goose eggs here before Bernick nets one, and it's 1-0 in favor of the Highlanders.
Well, Syosset has been a team this year that has dealt with adversity. As Zimbalati puts it back into play. So we suspect they'll be not comfortable down 1-0, but also not frazzled. But look at this. What an opportunity. Can you play it to feet to the open man? There it is. The touch. Coriali in the box. Swarmed by Syosset defenders and dispossessed.
The idea was right. The ball just didn't move enough. It was a slow pass, slow, touch. But that one, if it got there a little faster, wide open. And Syosset's got to take care of that right side. Oh, boy.
Well, Cully calls for advantage. I thought there'd be a yellow card, and there still might be, because you do play for an advantage. Here's Profeta the other way.
Great job by Cully calling the advantage there.
Coriali. Overlapping run on this near sideline. And there's the ball to Lago. Quickly plays it across in the box. Sent high into the air.
Right now, Syosset's got 8 back. So they are going to need to try to find some way to move the ball up the field as they're packing it in.
Profeta clips his service right to the edge of the 18. Sending it back the other way was Pendrick. But Profeta wins this one back. Dispossessed. Navarro, quick touch. 50-50 challenge. Won by George Joseph, and we go the other way with Austin Lee. There is an injured Herricks player down, but now back up. It is Profeta, which is one of the last people you want to see down if you are Herricks. He is that orchestrator in the midfield, that engine that helps make this well-oiled machine run.
Yeah, you're not kidding. And it is chilly out there, and they can pull a muscle pretty quickly. But it looks like he's up and about and ready to get the job done.
Offside flag raised again right away on that ball played up that far sideline. Navarro disagreeing with that call.
Yeah, it's the second time he's been called on those breaks, and just got to control himself at the line. First opportunity, Syosset had to move the ball upfield. You don't want to have them taken away by jumping the gun.
1-0 for Herricks. Aiden Bernick with the goal. He had an assist in the quarterfinal that helped create the second goal that allowed Herricks to get here to the Final Four, and that don't call it an upset win over Farmingdale. Talk about roads to this game and maybe beyond if you are Herricks, as Navarro will track that one down. Dangerous ball in the box. Shot on frame by Dappis, but no problem for Haas. But when you talk about the roads for Herricks, Not an easy one at all, right? You have to go to Farmingdale and beat the Dalers, and then you take on Port, another favorite team, and you beat them as well. So what is that, the 3 seed and the 2 seed, I think?
Yeah, they knocked them off, and on the road every time, you know. They were at Farmingdale, and then, I guess, at Farmingdale again here, and at Farmingdale again. I guess the Herricks crowd getting used to this neck of the woods.
Well, unfortunately for them, this will be their last game at Farmingdale State College. Should they win the Long Island Championship, that'll be played at Islip High School.
Yeah, Section 11 getting all the LICs this year. Nassau was the host last year.
Hard challenge and behind, and that, in my book, should have been a yellow. Not so much for the challenge, but then the step over.
McGuire, yeah. And the fans aren't happy with it.
But it'll be Herricks with the free kick. The winner of this one takes on either Brentwood or Comac. Profeta plays to Lago. Driven in. Loose ball in the box. Weisenfeld is there.
That was just an incredible instinctual sequence right there. That ball kept in, sent to the middle, and the header falling backwards towards the net. Things are just breaking right now for Herricks because they're making the breaks. Syosset, too good a team. We know that they're going to start getting those touches soon enough, but right now they've been on their heels since the goal.
I think it's that time of the game where I break out the soccer cliche, which would be the next goal looms large, right? Should Herricks get it, man, talk about confidence. Although I still don't think they'll change the way they play.
No.
Like, they're still going to be front foot going for more. But it would be huge in this one, and if, of course, Syosset gets it, well, it's game on.
Yeah, Herricks looking to repeat what they did in early September. Try to get a second one.
Yeah, that was a 2-0 win at Syosset. One that opened a lot of eyes. Now some numbers here. No flag raised as the ball goes out of touch. And that's been the one thing about Seth Kahn this year. He probably, and I don't even know if this is an actual stat in Nassau County that is kept, but I'm going to just say it is. He probably leads the county in being called offside. And it's not because he's lazy to get back. It's because he's so fast, and actually, you know, if you probably watch the film on a lot of those, he's onside. He's just that fast. Navarro's got wheels as well. Good save at this near touchline. Navarro dribbles at 2 defenders, sends a cross in front. Went off of poles and kind of popped up in the air, no problem for Haas. Bernick is your goal scorer. Step over, far side. Lay off in the cross, looking for Navarro's head. Cleared away by Joseph.
The Herricks guys just kicking it right off the Syosset players. They're going to get the throw in there.
There's Navarro. Clips it to the far side. Good ball. That went off the face. Second ball across. Haas off his line. Bobbles. It's loose. Shot deflected out. And now we will have a stoppage of play. Good sportsmanship on the far side as well. The player who was hit in the face and went down has gotten back up. But what an opportunity in the box that was for Chase Pendrick.
Yeah, well, let's take a look at it here. Haas goes up, and he trips over Lago. Lago gets in his way. He does that little spurt but a great second defensive play back there. And I believe it was George Joseph that got in front of that one, so Italia save for him. But it got a little crazy down there. Syosset, though, bringing some pressure, packing it in.
So would you say that on Halloween night was a scary situation?
That was definitely scary.
End line cross cleared momentarily. And now the offside flag is raised.
Yeah, that went really deep in there, and you saw the jump off sides, Manny Ventura right in front of it. The referee, that is.
Foul called. Ooh, and now we'll have maybe this will be our first booking as Cully calls the player over, and we do have our first yellow card.
The aforementioned Jimmy George. So George will take a seat. Herricks will sub in, and Syosset will get the free kick.
This ball sent in, dangerous. Flicked header, and there's Haas to make the save.
That was a really great save there. That header came quick, redirected. Good read by the keeper.
And George Joseph, facing the way that he was, sends it out for a corner for Syosset. Good look at the save there by Haas. It'll be Dapis to take this corner.
It was a dangerous decision. We'll see what happens.
Waxer is in the mix. Serve the cross. Oh, just missing. That was Reiglowitz. He was unmarked, and he went for the header and missed the ball.
I like the idea of taking that corner and keeping it well out of the reach of Haas. He was going to have to get through a lot of traffic to find that one.
Zimbalati to throw. He'll get the ball back by the corner flag. And it's cleared by Herricks. Throw in, though, for Syosset. There's Zimbalati. And cleared out to midfield. And look at how Kahn pounces. And now a chance at a counter for Herricks. Bernick is your goal scorer. Plays it across the way. Lago returns that service, making the back post run. And the ball is clipped over for a goal kick for Syosset. Herricks does have, even though they're that Cinderella story this year, a good championship pedigree. They've won 4 county titles, 2 Long Island, and 2 New York State titles. Foot race for that one. And we will have a corner. No, was it a goal kick?
We're going to figure it out. I mean, it's not a foul. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a goal kick.
So the last county championship for Herricks, that was back in 2005. Their last Long Island and state championships were in 96 and 94. And as we said, some of those Herricks alums in the stands here tonight.
Well, Well, Syosset certainly kicking it up. They looked like they were a little rattled after the goal, and Herricks looked like they were amped and ready to go. And on the other side, now I was checking out what's going on down there.
Well,
Trying to figure out things with the officials. The clock.
Yeah, the clock didn't start right away, and I think they're going to reset it. As you have mentioned previously, Rob, all these officials, they've got headsets. They're all in constant communication with each other. Gives us an opportunity to look at the upcoming schedule, and we have 2 more finals tomorrow. We start off with the Friends Floral Park Class A final. That'll be a 4 o'clock kickoff, and then at 6:30, Calhoun and Garden City at 6:30, and that will do it for our slate of Nassau County boys soccer playoff games here in the Varsity Media Sports Network. Had a foul, I think that was Profeta. Quick restart, and now we will stop the clock.
Yeah, oh, okay.
Yeah, a yellow card is given, and it was Profeta.
That ball moved up a lot there, too. Look at these guys on the free kick.
They'll just blame the wind.
Yeah, that's all. That's all. So Cole McGuire, who's a pest, mixing it up with Profeta, and managed to get the call on Profeta. So now 2 yellow cards hanging over the heads of Herricks players.
Driven ball into the box. Dangerous one. Good clearance, but not out. Second ball goes to Herricks. And now this ball just sent out towards midfield for a Syosset throw. Zimbalati will do so. Another one, a little bit closer to goal now for Zimbalati. Checking back for it is Dapis. Zimbalati, though, sends it into the mix. Nice turn and clearance, and there is Khan, 1v1 with Reiglowitz. Khan, the explosion to the outside. Khan in the box. Khan! Seth Khan! 2-0, Herricks.
It is deja vu all over again. Seth Khan, that breakaway speed, finds the spot. Weisenfeld out, but it's in the opposite corner for Khan. Get another look. Look at the jets he gets. Touch, shot. Good night, Irene. Seth Khan makes it 2-0. And there's the faithful in blue on their feet. This is incredible, Dylan.
16th goal of the season for Seth Khan. Scored the winner in the semifinal. Scored in the quarterfinals as well. And now an uphill climb for Syosset. Down 2 goals midway through the second half. Ball played all the way across the mix and out.
And I'll tell you what else that does. You have a star player on a yellow card who has not gone up to the middle yet. With a 2-0 cushion, you can kind of sit on it and not risk the potential red. He's taken a lot of time on the side. Won't be surprised if he's back in soon. But it does buy you a little time now with a 2-0 lead for the urgency of getting Profeta back in this game. And I can tell you, both coaches probably have knots in their stomach right now. This game has been a battle back and forth.
Good step, ball out to midfield. Waxer, a little bit of a heavy touch, or too heavy of a touch, I should say. What it does, though, is gives Syosset an opportunity to step up and press here. Waxer wins the header. Well, I did say that it wouldn't stay at 1-0. But what a moment of individual brilliance by Sev Khan. Just give him time and space, and he will do the rest.
Yeah, and I'd probably tell you, if you don't give him time and space, he'll make it. Like, that was just defied so many laws of logic, how quick he moved with the ball at his foot.
Back heel, ball in the box. The Syosset fans get up. That's a low shot, no problem, though, for Haas.
And that's going to be the second effort there, interfering with the keeper. And a yellow card assessed now to Syosset. That's a frustration move.
And that was Waxer who picked it up. Brody Waxer, that is. Yeah, the keeper is, when the ball is there, or even if it's in his vicinity, he's got that right to go for it. And there, too, it was down, so.
That'll stop the clock, and he did have control. And Cully just checking in on him. All is well. Probably making sure the temperature's good, too.
Ball put back into play. Cimbalati. And there he is again. Ryglowitz, though, wins this one. Nice turn on the ball for the sophomore center back.
Ryglowitz has been stellar throughout this playoff and wasn't beat on his side of the field. And you can see him shoulder to shoulder with Khan, making sure he doesn't do that again.
Subnani. And that's the danger right now if you're Syosset, right? You've got to push numbers. Navarro lays it off in the box. Still on it. Do we have a penalty? No, says Cully.
A lot of tangled feet there. Not quite sure what we got.
And now here comes Burnick the other way. Trying to find Khan. Burnick! Oh, my. This will give us an opportunity, I think, to look back and let you at home decide if this should have been a penalty or not. As we'll get it teed up and shown to you momentarily. Maybe we'll show you. Here he goes. All right, what do you think?
I'll go with a couple of hard no's. Stutter step and fell. You know, did he contribute to a momentum fall? But looked like the feet getting caught up in the turf. Well, Cully right there.
He was there, and his decision was immediate.
Yeah. A lot of action, a lot of legs flying around down there, as they do in the 18.
And now you got to think, especially how dangerous Sev Khan is. This situation kind of sets up perfectly for Herricks, because Syosset, at some point here, they're going to have to take chances and push numbers forward. And that's exactly how Herricks got their last goal. Counter over the top, and then Sev Khan doing Sev Khan things.
Yeah, you said it. I mean, they are dangerous on the counter with the speed.
This was the score in the regular season encounter in the early portion of September. I'm not sure anybody at that point knew that this would not only be the matchup in the county final, but the same scoreline.
Perfetta check back into the game, so number 10 back in the middle where he belongs. 15 minutes remaining.
And for U.S. men's national team fans, your favorite scoreline when you play Mexico. 2-0. Ball clipped ahead, looking to chase it down and keep it in, was Dapis unable to do so. We invite you to stick around post-game. We'll have the awards presentation and then speak with a player from the victorious team as well. Brian Donahue, who you know and love from Nassau Soccer Instagram fame. He is an influencer. He will join us with our man of the match. Clip service, dangerous ball, and Haas so sure-handed. There was Waxer again, right in front of him, and Haas as cool as you like.
And immediately his hands up. I didn't do anything, just to make sure that interference with the keeper is not called.
Now Waxer does have to be a little bit cautious here, or more than a little bit. He is on a yellow.
And referee Cully knows that as well.
Dapis fighting through. And there is Haas again. Again, last county championship for Herricks back in 2005. I am terrible at math, but I do know that that's plus 20.
And not so terrible in math.
The new math I'm not very good at. I don't know if you got to deal with that as a parent or not.
A little bit, but I think it was created by English teachers, so I think the way they think might have been the way I thought as a kid and was told it was wrong.
Okay. So final 13 minutes of regulation time. There's Sef Khan. Plays it out to the far side, opens up space for himself. He'll look now to challenge. It is his goal that has given Herricks the 2-0 lead. And a beautiful goal it was as well. And he has been the hero. It's been a team effort, no doubt, throughout this squad. But he is that guy. And scary to think, too, still just a junior. Bernick, he got the goal scoring started. Good step by George. And now into space, Coriali. Coriali cuts it to his left. Coriali shot it over the head of Reiglowitz and out. We'll have a goal kick for Syosset.
A good defensive play there by Zimbalati, too. He knew that he had to defend the left foot. So he gave him some space, waited till he cut inside, and didn't give much.
Another chance. Crowd rises with Khan on the ball. Lays it off. Lago sends it into the mix. Gets it back. Tries to play Khan. Lago looks left, looks right. Barreled over by Waxer. And he is called for the foul. And we have seen Waxer kind of vacate his center back position and now looking more like a target forward. Free kick, though, for Herricks.
Free kick number 10, Robbie
Profeta into the mix. Headed down by Waxer and not cleared. Profeta takes a touch. Takes on a couple of defenders. Left-footed shot well over the bar. Say a big credit to this Herricks crowd. They have brought it from minute one. Great energy.
That's
We
like
saw
having
that in the semifinals as well.
Yeah, that's the extra man out there. I mean, they are absolutely, and they're out here freezing today. Semifinal, decent conditions.
And I think when you see a team that makes their first run at and this is the last time they played in the county final too, is when they won it 20 years ago, as the offside flag was raised. You hear from alums, right, who maybe haven't checked in, and we mentioned that before. A bunch of alums in the crowd, and then you get fellow classmates and younger siblings and cousins, and really it's the whole Herricks community showing out tonight. And they're hoping in 9:33 on the game clock and counting that when the final whistle blows, their celebration will be as sweet as maybe one of the Kit Kat bars they'll have post-game from trick-or-treating.
There you go. Everybody's going to come home to buckets of candy.
Here's Navarro. Largely kept in check here tonight. Ball served out far side, driven in, and this will be a Syosset corner. And right away, they're going to push up as many players as possible. Reiglowitz going to be in the mix. Syosset right now just defending with 2 outside of this 18. It's taken short. Served in. Haas gets a piece. Not out. Shot towards the net by Reiglowitz is saved.
Try to get him high. Try to get him low. Not going to happen on Haas's watch. He gets that first one. And then the second one through traffic manages to hold on.
Mallon wins it in midfield. Zimbalati pushes forward and return to sender, said Joseph. Advantage played. Haas saves that shot by Navarro.
That was very hockey goalie-esque as he kind of tilted his body to make sure the ball stayed in front of him. I think he'd be wearing a chest protector. Good job.
Important tackle won there by Meyerowitz, because Herricks, Rob, had numbers. Bernick. Now it's a foot race. Coriali's on it. Coriali onto his favored left foot, lays it off. Bernick. Can he settle it? Bernick. Open shot, edge of the 18. That is Profeta. Headed but not out. There's an injured Herricks player down, but play continues. And look at this opportunity. Meyerowitz. Meyerowitz like a bull in a china shop. He was only going one direction, and that was straight forward, regardless of who was there, Rob.
Yeah, he was going straight forward, but who was there was Haas, who slid in and got the ball. I don't know if Meyerowitz landed funny after the fact. We'll get a look here, but what an effort. One guy on, 2, boom, shoulder, nice job. And then the slide, great job by the keeper to get the ball. Meyerowitz looked like he got tripped up following through. All smiles there for Haas.
So during this stoppage, we'll again remind the folks about tomorrow's games as we continue to the final 2, Rob. Nassau Championship games. Class A, Friends and Floral Park, a contrast in styles. Funny thing is, both of these teams kind of saw the mirror image of each other earlier in the playoffs. Friends Academy was like, we just saw North Shore. They play similar to Floral Park, and Floral Park's like, we just beat Lawrence, who plays like Friends. So that'll be a fun one at 4. And then Calhoun Garden City I think a lot of neutrals around Nassau County like that it's the last game of these 4 because it is arguably the best of the 4.
It certainly is. 2 high-powered machines. Styles make fights. We'll see how that one goes. But we got 2 state champions returning to the big stage tomorrow. Floral Park and Garden City trying to defend.
Calhoun undefeated on the season. A lot of different guys who can score the ball. Same is true of Garden City. Off the restart. A clash of bodies and a free kick now for Herricks. So the Highlanders, Rob, as the clock will stop with 6:37 left. Another yellow given out by Cully. But with 6:37 left, if you execute this free kick the way that you want, you could really put this game away if you're Herricks.
Yeah, I think it's Cole McGuire going out on the yellow. But like you said, this could be the backbreaker. Perfetta over the ball. He also has a yellow card in this one.
Driven. Offside flag is up. Syosset entering desperation mode. Khan's only misstep that we've seen of him live.
Oh boy, a little playing games over there. Not quite sure what's going on here.
Well, Cully's like, here's a good way to stop playing games. I'm going to stop the clock and give out a card. That's to Khan. So delaying the restart. A little time wasting from Herricks, so Khan is in Cully's book.
Yeah, the time wasting is going to stop the clock, and he almost touched one early. He's got to settle down. This is the act where you've been there emotionally as well. They need him on the field, regardless of how much time and what the score is.
What do we got here? I think they weren't, maybe Cully wasn't quite ready for the restart. Maybe he was still writing Khan's name into the book. I'm not sure, but Reiglowitz will get another opportunity. You see the winds just blowing that ball over to the Herricks bench. Cully with the hand up. And this is not Reiglowitz like trying to be cute and get extra time, right? Like, the wind is blowing as they'll look, I think, to reset this clock here.
And Cully's telling him put it down and kick it.
Well, no, I think they're still, there we go. Now the clock has been reset to 6:03. Now we can restart. Smart play by Weisenfeld, just takes a touch. It's flicked a few times, and oh my goodness.
Oh boy.
Yeah, you never want to see that. Haas upended. Another card will be given out to Syosset. And that, I believe, was Poles, but oh man. Good to see Haas back up.
Well, for all it's worth to me right now, that's your player of the game. He is absolutely incredible, tough as nails to get up like that, upended football style. And trying to plead his case, but it'll be unsuccessful. Again, that was Collega. He didn't try to take out Haas. Haas got up in the air, got upended. It's going to be a card. I mean, it's automatic as far as that goes, but just an unfortunate spot. But Haas looks like he's all right, jumping around, trying to stretch out. My goodness.
Well, of course, the Hasa Payne is going to jump around.
That was good.
Getting a little bit frantic right now as Syosset desperate to claw back in this one.
And getting very, very physical. This is a tough spot for referee Cully to be in because you want to keep control. You see the score. You don't want anybody getting hurt.
Zimbalati sprints over to take this throw. First header won by Syosset, and it will go out for a goal kick. One that you would suspect Haas is in no hurry to take. Oh, my bad. They took it quickly. As Navarro now looking to press. Ball sent up towards midfield. Profeta finds Coriali. Coriali dances on the ball, lays it off. One touch, smart play into space. Good job by Herricks. Using the width of the field. Pretty much double teams everywhere, Rob Anderson, so Reiglowitz, second ball won by the Highlanders. As we approach 4 minutes remaining in regulation time. A touch and a second into the box, and there is the third. Robbie Profeta, take a bow, young man. You've just about booked the first county final in 20 years.
That's it, Profeta. Perfecto. Absolutely a fantastic job. He finds space, takes the shot through traffic with authority, and Weisenfeld jumps to his right, and now referee Cully just needs to make sure that emotions are not too high and they play this thing out.
Not only is it fun to watch Herricks play, it's fun to watch them celebrate their goals.
Yeah, they're
just having fun out there.
They certainly are.
We had the bow, we had the tea celebration with the pinky raised.
Makes you think like they knew they were going to be doing this today.
They probably did.
They certainly did, yeah.
At least they believed it. I'll tell you, I'm dating myself here, but I know a guy like Donnie Brago, who at least in the first half was watching, the Shoreham-Wading River coach, former Jericho coach. But when he was the goalkeeper at St. John's, 1996, when I was doing this for the student radio station, the motto for St. John's that year was dream it, believe it, and achieve it. And that was echoed throughout a run that ended with a national championship to cap a 22-2-2 season. And it's a similar motto you would think for this Herricks team, right? Dream it, believe it, and now go out and achieve it. And they're 3 minutes and 5 seconds away from achieving just that, their first county championship in 20 years.
An incredible story. Again, we said it in the last round. Cinderella got her slipper. They are on a historic run right now. And you could bet Comac and Brentwood, whoever wins that one, is paying attention to a team that's as unpredictable as you get and as talented as you get. Two juggernauts going to battle it out in Suffolk.
And I would love to see who had this bracket right, like, with the score line as well, right?
Yeah, no, I think that this is the Gonzaga of soccer. They definitely have broken the bracket. But they're not done.
Yeah, Syosset's not going to. There's 2 minutes left. They will play right to this final whistle. That's the way Syosset is. And if you're Herricks, you want to be smart, right, about these final 2 minutes because you do have more soccer to play. Corner for Syosset inside the final 2 minutes. Ball out to midfield. Coriali. Dispossessed. And how about Meyerowitz? Again, a guy who separated his shoulder this year. Doctors were like, you need to have surgery. He said, my season's not over yet, though.
That's a winning attitude as well. And you know, Syosset are winners. They've gotten it done in the regular season. They went deep last year. And as far as Herricks goes, they've outscored Syosset 5-0 and taken 2 wins.
Yeah, no one will say this was a fluke. There's no question about that. Chance of let's go Herricks as their crowd rises to their feet in celebration for these final 30 seconds. Haas just scoops it up. Sends it high into the sky. As the countdown now will begin. Ball sent near us. Let the celebration begin. Herricks, for the first time in 20 years, they are your Nassau Class AAA champions. Unbelievable scenes here at Farmingdale State College. And a well-earned county championship.
There they are, celebrating with the fans. No one conquers the Highlanders. Not today. Not in Nassau County. They're moving on.
And now I feel even older because I just realized none of those guys were alive when Herricks last won a county championship. Outstanding stuff from these Highlanders.
Well, they brought this program back to life for sure.
Listen, there's a buzz with the alums. We know that. And they will march on to the Long Island Championship. This is the 5th county title in program history. And now they'll look for more. Congratulations to some terrific coaches as well. You saw there a moment in your screen, Adriana Mendrinos. There she is. As she and Gordon Purdy have done an outstanding job to kind of breathe life back into this program.
And what a job they've done also celebrating the new athletic director, Crew Patel, and everybody making sure they're giving extra hugs to the man of the match as far as I'm concerned, number 22, the goalkeeper, the House of Pain. What a job by that young man.
We'll take a quick break and we'll bring you the awards presentation when we return here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Snap more than the ball? We've got specialists for that. Jump shot, leave your knee shot? We've got specialists for that. Face down after that face off? We've got specialists for that. Orlin and Cohen's top orthopedic team has specialized expertise and extensive training from the nation's premier programs in sports medicine, knee, shoulder, hip, spine, hand, foot, and ankle. So you can feel better, faster.
Parents, your support means everything to your athletes and to us at Varsity Media. To help us continue bringing you the best YouTube coverage of high school sports on Long Island, we invite business owners to consider a sponsorship on our broadcasts. If you own a business, consider a sponsorship for your athlete's team. It's a great way to show support, gain visibility, and keep the coverage going strong. Join us in making a difference. Contact Varsity Media today to learn more about broadcast sponsorship opportunities by emailing ben@varsitymedia.net. Now's your chance to score a touchdown with Varsity Media's ISO video. Video footage that focuses on your athlete only. Perfect for recruiting reels. Spots are limited, so reach out today. Email jeff@varsitymedia.net to book your next ISO video with Varsity Media.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
Now is a great time to book a sportscast with Varsity Media. What sets our sportscast apart isn't just the quality of our production, it's the knowledge, passion, and professionalism that our announcers bring to every game.
It's Merrill. Oh, look at a fake by Merrill. There's the spin again. Gary Merrill is not human. Touchdown, St. Anthony. Profeta! 1-0, Garden City.
Our commentators research athletes and highlight storylines that matter to your communities. Our approach creates a broadcast experience that not only informs, but elevates the athletes, giving the kind of recognition usually reserved for professional levels. Varsity Media's announcers make sure that every athlete has their moment. So book a Varsity Media sportscast today, and let's get your team the recognition it deserves.
For all the latest Varsity Media updates, including our game schedules, be sure to follow us on social media at Varsity Media, the home for New York high school sports. Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age.
Our follower base across social media is 75,000 strong,
and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
Merrill, he's got room to go. Merrill towards the end zone. Lost his lid. Touchdown!
JJ Damo, face on, stay on athlete. Controlling the face-off. That's 3 in a row now.
We'll send it down now to pitch side for two of our players of the match.
All right, Dylan, we are here on the field with Seth Kahn, Braden Haas. We're going to start with you, Seth Kahn. Goal and an assist today in the win for Herricks. Seth, going into this game, what was your mindset?
I just know what this team's capable of, and it's unbelievable. Like everything we do since summer is it's beautiful. This team is beautiful. Herricks. Put us on the map. Put us on the map.
You guys were the underdogs. You guys were the Cinderella story, the dark horses this year. Yeah. You guys got more soccer to play. Tell me what it means to play for Coach Medeiros and the rest of this team.
Yeah, it's just a blessing. She's here with us all 4 years. She's a great human being, and we just love her, and we love our coaches, our players, everybody. It's just a family. This is a family, second family.
Braden Haas, you took a shot down there. You got upended. You got right back up. And I'm going to tell you something. All the coaches watched you the last couple games. You are turning heads with this goalkeeping performances. Big performance out of you again tonight. Tell me about leading this team out there.
Listen, first off, I want to apologize. My voice is pretty gone right now. Listen, I just want to put it out there. It's really not just me. My whole back line, even though I'm barking orders at them the whole game, Austin, Lee, and George, my center backs, they're one of the best center backs in this entire conference. I want to give a shout out to them. It's really a team effort. When it comes to the athletic diving plays, that's what I'm good for. But listen, they saved me. They saved me back there. I think I barely had a save in the first half. So it's been the back line. It's been the whole team. We've come together. And listen, safe to say we did shock the world now, and we're not done.
Absolutely. Keep up the great work. Back to you up in the booth, Dylan. All right, boys, go celebrate.
Great stuff, Brian. Thanks so much to Seth Kahn and Braden Haas, two of our men of the match, if you will. We'll send it back down to the field now for the presentation of the awards to Herricks.
Come forward to receive your championship plaque. Make some noise for the coach with the championship game ball. Gentlemen, as your name is called, would you please come forward to receive your championship medals? Darshan Javeri, Jaden Matthew, Roy Lago, Bryce Lago, Austin Lee, Jimmy George, Michael Zay, Matthew Sevilla, Robbie Profeta, Seth Kahn, Edwin Cole, Josh Jimmy, Tristan Matthew, Michael Zion Kahn, Ryan Ewan, Tristan Brown, number 22, Brandon Ethan Zhao, championship this Saturday, November 8th, 2 p.m. at Iceland High School. Once again, make some noise for the Herricks Highlanders.
And what a moment there for the Highlanders of Herricks. They entered this postseason as the number 6 seed, and they end these Nassau County playoffs as champions. 10-4-3. They will march on to compete for the Long Island Championship. And I defy anyone, Rob Anderson, to say that this was an upset. This was well deserved by Herricks.
Certainly was when you put up goose eggs twice in the last 2 rounds, semis and the finals. You continue your journey defensively, offensively, and up against either Brentwood or Colmac. The Highlanders, congratulations. You're ruling the Highlands today and representing Nassau County.
A year ago, Herricks won 2 soccer games all season. They've won the 2 biggest games of the season here at Farmingdale State College. It started with Burnick. Maybe a little bit of a sip of tea as well. Love it. And then Seth Kahn in transition, clinical finish, back post. He drops in celebration and dropping it like it's hot. Robbie Profeta. Hey, hang on. Take a bow. Take a bow, Herricks. You are the Nassau Class AAA champions. For our entire varsity media crew, Ben Turchin, our executive producer, technical director, Chris Sweeney, Ron Pierre, Jeff Damo. Bringing you all those great moving images from my broadcast partner, Rob Anderson. Dylan Butler, thanking you for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow right here on the Varsity Media Sports.